But one of the hardest things I ever seen was when Dave Glenn got blown up.
Mhm.
And I'm sitting there looking at his human body just mangled. I mean, tore apart.
Yeah.
And he's got that intestinal fortitude, to talk about, hey, Johnny, this is what I need you to do with your hands to fix me.
What's going on, folks? Welcome back to Beret Chronicles. I have Johnny Glenn in the house. He just ran the 100-miler. Was it last weekend?
Yeah, last weekend, last Saturday, Sunday.
Last Saturday. How was that, man? How was that for you?
It was good, man. It's done now, so I'm glad it's done. It was good.
Yeah.
The conditions were terrible, man. Weather was terrible. But
Was it? Now, did those conditions help, or did they kind of make it worse?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think they helped in the fact that it was cold enough, so you had to keep drinking water. But then the wind was blowing, which there was a headwind the whole 24 hours. And then other than that, man, feet stayed wet the whole time, body stayed wet and cold the whole time. So it was pluses and minuses to it, you know what I mean? So
Gotcha. So if you can just take us from the beginning and then just take us to the end as far as how everything went for you.
So got there Friday afternoon, got there right in time for check-in. I think it was at 7 o'clock. I got there right at like 6:45, 6:50, me, I was pushing the envelope. Walked in, got checked in for the race. And then once I got checked in, they do like a race brief, a safety brief for you all. Got done with the safety brief, man, headed back to my hotel. Got back to my hotel about 8 o'clock. Made some sandwiches. Well, I had to go to Food Line, get some bread and stuff like that. Made me some sandwiches, some stuff I would need along the race. Came back to the hotel, bro, and put my drop bag together. They give you 4 drop bags on the 100. So I did my drop bags, put some snacks in there, Lickies and Chewies, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, oatmeal pies, just little Debbie snack cakes, just stuff that, you hope that, that'll help you get through as your body's burning all the calories. Then after that, I woke up about 4:30 that morning, took a shower, and then my thing is before every race, man, I like to shave before every race. Feels like, it makes the body clean and it feels like, all right, I'm ready to perform. You know the saying, you look good, you perform good. So then took a shower, shaved, got dressed, walked outside, man, and it's already raining. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And it's like 4:50 now, so I'm about 35 minutes from the start point. I dropped to the start line right there. It was at Corolla Historic Park. Once I got to the start line, man, it was just pouring out raining. So I'm waiting in the car to like the exact last minute. I think I got in the car at like 5:23, 5:24, walked across the parking lot. Dude, I'm already soaking wet. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Threw my drop bags in the drop bag place. And to all the people that I was running Black Beard 100, man, all the supporters, all the, just the people that were out there, the crews or whatever, phenomenal job, man. They had everything, pretty much laid on. And, there's certain things be good, but that's everything. Certain things could have been better, but I think where the weather was, it just changed everything because they changed the route like a day prior. So, but other than that, man, I dropped my drop bag, linked up with Damien and the boys, man, and 5:30, man, they started the gun, man. We started running, bro, and that was basically how I started.
Now, how long was the race for you altogether? Because I know last time we sat down, you said you were going to try to run it under 23.
24, under 24. I ran it under 24, so I ran 23:53 is what I ran. I think it was.
Oh, right there.
Bro, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think I was gonna make it, bro. Like at 23 hours, man. But what's crazy though, I told myself at 50 miles I wanted to be at 10 hours. And I hit 50 miles at 10 hours in like 2 minutes, 10 hours. So I'm like, oh, I'm tracking, man. I got 14 more hours to run these next, 20 or next 50 miles. But then the weather just got worse, man. The rain got harder and the wind started gusting up. They said it was from 30 to 60 mile per hour gust. And at one point, man, like miles 70, dude, I hit a wall with the wind. I'm leaning into the wind and it just pushed me back. I'm like, come on, man, this is ridiculous. And then towards the end of it, man, I'm looking at my, I don't know what to watch, but I'm looking at my music and I'm like, all right, man, I need to kind of speed up because right now I'm at a 12-minute mile. I ain't going to make it. And then, bro, I just had to push through, man. And right there towards the end, I had to run down. They had it at mile like 94, 95. You had to run all the way down the street, do a U-turn, get an eye patch so that they know you went to the street. They just had a box and had a little light on. It's pretty cool. Almost like a treasure hunt. Grab the eye patch, and then you run it back to the park. So those last 3-4 miles, man, 4 or 5 miles, I was getting on it, man. So, but I made it. I made that time in 23 hours and I think it's 53 minutes. But I felt like if the weather was better, I know I can do the race a lot better. So it's just kind of, it's one of them things, man. You never know what you're gonna get with nature. So.
Gotcha. Now, how was your body doing the race? Because I think a lot of people underestimate the power of the human body and what it can endure. So how was that for you?
I'll be honest, man, body was good, bro. You know what I mean? Like my knees didn't hurt at all. My feet didn't really hurt. My toe started, not my big toe, but my bird toe, I guess you would call it, right next to my big toe, my right foot. It started hurting a little bit, but I think what ended up happening and what screwed me up was because everything was wet. Because I ran with my 5-finger socks, the Soflex socks. So if you don't have those, I would definitely recommend them. And compression socks. Well, what happened? Everything got wet, and then, you know, when it gets wet, it gets heavy, swells up. So I had a perfect line across my ankle. So then both my ankles and my feet started to swell because I think it was just cutting off my blood circulation because it was just so, you know, everything swelled up full of water. But other than that, man, the body felt good, dude. I never, you know, I don't, like I said, I don't have all the heart monitor, rate monitor like most people run with. But I know my heart rate never went over 123 or 124. I know it didn't because I know my body. And then other than that, though, man, my breathing was good, dude. I didn't stop for the first probably 48 miles other than to get water. Like I would run off, grab water in my water bottle and take right back off.
Yeah.
And then I think I changed shoes like mile 60, if I'm not mistaken, 66 or whatever the drop was. Changed shoes. That was the first time literally that I stopped. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, because it's one of those things like folks don't understand like the power that the body has. Like once you push through that wall,
oh yeah,
your body's just gonna start cooperating.
Oh
yeah,
you know
what I mean,
and then you mentally just kind of tell it like, hey, this is what. And I'll be honest with you, man. Like people talk about, you know, oh, you're hard and you're this. I'm like, no, you're not. Your brain just, you find a happy place and you put your brain in there. Because I tell people, one of the hardest things I ever did, it wasn't even physical, bro. It was like mentally, it wasn't really physical, but one of the hardest things I ever seen was when Dave Glenn got blown up. And I'm sitting there looking at his human body just mangled. I mean, tore apart.
Yeah.
And he's got that intestinal fortitude, you know, to talk about, hey, Johnny, this is what I need you to do with your hands to fix me. To me, bro, that's the hardest thing I ever did. Yeah. Like just seeing that, like, holy, like.
And that's your brother, right?
Yeah, and that's my brother. And then seeing your brother like that, that's a whole, been a stranger, it still would have meant something, but totally different. Like, I don't know this person. But your brother, you know, your kid was his ring bearer of his wedding. You know, you're the godfather's kids. You know, you're there for him when you need him. He's there for you. To see that, man, that was like one of the hardest things. I tell people, like, there's so many different ways or different, I guess, you know, phases of hard. You know, what do you call hard? Running 100 miles? That's kind of stupid to me. But, you know, taking care of yourself when you know your body's hurt. To me, that's way harder than anything else. You know.
Yeah. So, where do you go from now? You plan on running any additional ones, or you plan on running this one again next year? You plan on doing any charity events? Because did you run to Boston already?
No, I do the Boston actually the 12th. So no, it's on the 16th of this month.
Okay.
So I'm supposed to leave on the 12th or the 13th, but that's when Louise's Cantrell Dancing Angels Foundation thing is. So I'm working that, man, to see if I can change my flights. But running Boston on the 16th. After Boston, I hadn't really planned anything, but I know last year I did what's called it's called a Black Mountain 24-hour run. You just run as far as you can in 24 hours. So I'm already
able to go past 100.
Yeah, last year I did 104, bro. I did 104 in 24 hours. Well, I did it in about 22 hours. Gotcha. And I just quit. So that's why I feel like the 100 mile, I feel like I can do it a lot faster. We're in the right conditions and, you know, depending on what body shows up. But I'll do Boston. After Boston, man, I'm going to try to do, I'd like to do that 24-hour run again just because, to me, that's one of those ones where it's all about yourself. You push yourself. It's 24 hours getting it. And so other than that, man, I like to set up a few charity events. So anybody out there looking to do some type of charity run, charity event, I know there's a few out there. The guy from Team Red, White, and Blue that we talked about. I went talked to Mike Sullivan the other day. That guy's doing phenomenal. I saw him, I think, the other day. He had just hit 1,000 miles, over 1,000 miles.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, as a matter of fact, dude, I got to get with Mike because I want to try to figure out where I can meet him in the calendar somewhere and run with him. Yeah, just run with him. You know what I mean? Like a little motivation or whatever, or inspiration. I hate using motivation, but a little inspiration for him or whatever he's doing. So, if anybody's out there got some charity event they're doing, I'll do that one. I'll do the run in Richmond. You know, just local. Anytime somebody's doing something local with a local charity event here in North Carolina, I always try to, you know, attend those. So I'll probably do, now until next year, I'll probably do 10, 12 races, if not more.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, did that bullet mess with you at all? Or did it?
Dude, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It hit me. Dude, it's so funny, bro. Mile 91. I know it because I just hit mile 90 and the sign said 90. So I take it back. It was between 90 and 91. I was like, man, I'm in the single digits. I'm like 9.1. I'm good. And I'm running, and I hate putting trash on the course. So I had trash in my pockets. And I'm running, bro. And I was like, I'm going to throw this trash in the trash can. And right before I got the trash can, all the trash cans were blown over, man. Well, we were running on It was just it was like the main road, but you're off on the sidewalk, big wide sidewalk. See the trash can laid over, and the way the lid was facing opposite of me, but I could see the trash can laying to the side. And I'm running, bro. And right when I got there, it was like a driveway that go down, then it come up. Well, it's full of water. I'm looking out and it's dark. I'm like, okay, that's a glimmer of water right there. Oh, that ain't deep. And it looked like I see the road. I'm like, I'm just going to run right across that. I just changed my socks too, man. I hit that water, bro. Poosh. I was like, you got to be kidding me. It was at least knee deep, bro. I was like, man, feet right back wet again. I was like, well, they go to that comfort, you know, because any little bit of comfort when you're running that far, it's like, oh yeah, that's all I needed. Because that's when you try to check yourself out. And bro, I'm going to the trash can now. I'm just like, oh yeah, get your trash, Johnny. So I'm grabbing out my pocket, grab my own pockets. It's probably about 75 yards away. I get all my trash out of my pocket. Well, there's one here. Then there's one standing right next to the street. I was like, nah, I'm going to throw it in there one. I'm going to run by it. I'm going to be cool and hit the backside, throw it in there, right? Because it was laid down. I didn't want to throw it in a big one and blow over and the trash come out. Because it was all loose, like Little Debbie wrappers. You know, I got my Krabby Patties, you know, Jolly Rancher wrappers. Just a whole bunch of wrappers, all the jails. I remember that thing, Jay, and I throw it in there like straight. As soon as I throw it, I didn't see it, but the lid was laying right in front of me, bro. I hit that lid, man. I hit that lid. You know how you try to catch yourself when you fall? And I was falling. I was probably about this high on the ground. Doing a bear crawl, but at that point, my hips are stiff. Everything's stiff at that point. It's cold. It's wet. And, bro, when I hit the ground, I tried to do a combat roll, but it wasn't a roll. It was more of like just threw my body over. And what I tried to do was jump up because, you know, you don't want nobody to see. Anytime you fall, you looking around.
Yeah.
Dude, it's 3:30 in the morning, man, 2:30, 3 o'clock. So I come up on one knee easily. I look around. I'm like, all right, nobody's looking. I'm good. I look around like, and then my brain finally kicks in like, man, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Ain't nobody out here. So then, bro, what was funny about it, though, now I go to get up, and I'm pushing off over one knee. I can't stand up, bro. I was like, oh, no, that ain't going to happen right there because the hips are locked. Everything's locked. I'm looking around like right there. Dude, I crawled about 30 yards to a damn mailbox. And I grabbed the mailbox, dude, and I pulled myself up. I was like, I got to get in touch with Racer because I know the house right there. They had to have a ring camera. And I'm like, I would love to see how I feel, how I tried to roll real fast to get up. And then you see me come up on one knee like I'm pulling security. And I'm like, looking around like, all right, nobody's looking.
Look cool, man.
You got to look cool, bro. Even in the midst of all this, bro, I'm trying to look cool. And I'm, trying to dust myself. I'm looking around. Then I went to go get up, bro. I was like, oh, no, that ain't happening. Then I just started laughing, dude. Like, you literally, if they got the ring camera, you can see my teeth, I'm just laughing. And I look up, I'm like, how the hell am I going to get up? Then I try to roll and push up. I try to do a push up. That wouldn't happen. I got on all fours. That wouldn't happen. I just couldn't get my legs to push enough energy or, to push enough to get up. So then I got over to that mailbox. When I grabbed the mailbox, I pulled myself right up. I looked around again, started laughing. I took off running. There wasn't nobody in sight for the next, hour, 2 hours, man. But when I hit the ground, man, that's when it actually, when I got back up to run, man, I took off from the mailbox. I ran about 10 yards. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I done came this far. But it wasn't bad, man. It shocked me a little bit.
Yeah.
I just kind of ran real quick, missed a step. I was like, I ain't falling no more. Missed a step, man. And then after that, it hurt a little bit for about a mile. Then kind of went away. But after that, man, you was talking about my body. Only thing hurt, man, was my hip, dude, when I fell. My wrist swelled up because I tried to catch myself. I was running like just trying to catch myself. I hit on my right arm, hit my right elbow, right hip, and right knee. It was like an almost perfect PLF, but not. And after that, man, the hip was a little sore. It was more sore. But my wrist swelled up, but it wasn't bad. It went down like in a day or two. I think I just like banged it up. But other than that, man, a little knot on my knee and a knot on my hip. So you tell Zach where I hit it, man. I was like, you got to be kidding me. But yeah, other than that, man, foot was good, man. I think cold weather had a lot to do with it too, man.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. You want to show the folks your swag?
So basically, man, this is the first year I gotta brag for Blackbeard. So anybody watching this, that's the shirt they gave us this year. It's pretty decent, man. Most of the time, man, there's shirts and stuff, man. It's ugly. It's all outdoors, bro. I'm like, man, who designing y'all stuff, bro? But yeah, so that was my bib number, and it just says, Blackbeard 100 on it, 139, of course, JMFG on the bottom of it, Johnny MF Glenn. And then she's got my participant name in the contact. And then this is basically what they give you for running 100 miles, man. I got like 30 of these things, man. I think, man, they should let me design the belt buckles. They just keep it simple. I always got a cool belt buckle.
Yeah.
But just keep that thing simple, man. You know what I mean? They put Blackbeard on there, man, but then the colors sometimes, like, come
colors
on,
off.
It's just the colors, like, all like, first off, nobody would wear that. At least I wouldn't. I always put mine up somewhere. And I'm pretty sure the goal isn't to wear it, but it'd be cool, man. Like that one that I did in Black Mountain. They had a pretty nice belt buckle, man. It's just a simple, small belt buckle. And it just says Blackbeard. And it said Black Mountain on it, Black Mountain 100, and it was pretty cool, man. I actually wore it a couple times, but yeah, but that's basically what they give you, man. Just a bib number and a dang on
And a
a
belt
big
buckle.
big ugly belt buckle that you know.
But yeah, folks, let us know what you think in the comment section below. We'll add some footages on there and some pictures of Johnny running the 100-miler. We're going to do the same thing again next year just to shed light on what he's doing. Yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comment section below, guys. Until next time, take care of yourself.